Without noticing, I was pulled into Asaf's adventure.
Good morning. I would like to become a Baha'i, and I was wondering if there's someone I could talk to that could direct me or guide me in some way.
Okay, can I ask you something? Can you write to us an email?
Write to you an email?
Just saying to us that you want to be Baha'i, and we will see if we can give you an interview.
10 days later, the Baha'i World Center in Haifa scheduled a meeting with Asaf at his Tel Aviv apartment with a Mr. Smith. Alarmed by the response of the Baha'is, Asaf wanted to make sure that no matter what happens, it will be documented. He decided to install cameras and microphones throughout the apartment. This was the chair intended for Mr. Smith.
Mr. Shafir?
Hi, how are you?
Very Smith. I'm a bit earlier, that's all right.
Fine. Thanks.
Asaf's email must have left a big impression on the Baha'is, since Mr. Smith was 20 minutes early. For the first time, Asaf realized that Mr. Smith was not just a code name. Having the Deputy Secretary General of the Baha'i World Center in his living room, Asaf was confident that becoming a Baha'i member was just a secret handshake away.
If you're in Israel, the first law you have to abide by is the fact that there's no community you can join. Sorry.
And who came up with that rule?
This is Baha'u'llah himself, the Prophet. But in many ways, I think, if I was an Israeli and I had this explained to me, and of course I'm not, so forgive me for even saying it, but if I was, the way I think I would look at it is that, there must be some special bounty involved here, because obviously a prophet comes with a message for the world, a message like world peace. I mean, what could be more important? And yet this part of the world is prevented from being part of that community. There has to be a very good reason.
There has to be a very good reason. There has to be.
Yeah. And so it's like, a privilege to actually be part of a specially chosen place. The world center of the Baha'i faith is here. I mean, it's never going to move. It's going to be in Haifa forever. And the Israeli community is in fact doing what I think is an incredible job of defending us. Because we don't actually believe that peace can be achieved through military means. Mm-hmm. It's like, protecting a jewel. But this jewel at the moment on Mount Carmel in Haifa isn't really yet ready for exposure to the whole of the light of day of the world. Mm. When that point is reached, then I think the rules here will change. I guess I should say this very clearly, that the conversation is within these four walls. I would not do this with anybody. The fact that your inquiry to the US website was seen as sincerely motivated means that I have been given permission to talk to you quite openly. But I would not do it with just anybody.
Asaf was disappointed. His attempt to go under the Baha'i Gardens as a Baha'i failed. Going over the tapes, I couldn't figure out why Mr. Barry Smith, the Deputy Secretary General of the Baha'i World Center, came all the way to Tel Aviv on a Friday afternoon just to say no.